Today's story is a classic, Don't Go Into the Woods. But before we dive in, if you're someone who loves the strange, the dark, and the mysterious delivered in story format, you've come to the right place. That's exactly what we do here at Fear Vision. Uploading 2 to 3 times every week. And if that sounds like your kind of thing, smash that like button. Imagine it like inviting it to your kid's birthday party. Then ask your kid if they want to get the pinata. When they say yes, put on their blindfold and swap the pinata with a beehive. Now that's terrifying, right? Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss one of our weekly uploads. Alright, let's get into today's story. In the far northwestern part of Canada lies the Northwest Territories, a massive stretch of land almost completely uninhabited. To put it into perspective, Germany has about 83 million people. But the Northwest Territories, 4 times its size, has only about 50,000 residents. This area is almost entirely wild. Dense forests, towering mountains, massive rivers and lakes, and huge wildlife make it a dangerous place even for experienced outdoorsmen and women. And in the heart of this hazardous region is Nahanni Valley, 11,000 square miles of untouched wilderness. In 1976, it became a national park. But don't let that fool you. This isn't a family-friendly park. There are no hotels, no roads, nothing to make it easy to visit. The only way in is by plane, by boat, or a grueling overland trek for those willing to make the journey. It's one of the most beautiful places on Earth, but there's a catch. The valley is said to be haunted. The legend begins. For thousands of years, the few native tribes that tried to settle in Nahanni Valley either vanished without a trace, like the Naha tribe gone overnight leaving everything behind, or fled in terror claiming to be stalked by forest creatures, white demons, or giant wolves called Wahilas. Of course, it could all be folklore, but in the early 1900s, strange and horrifying events began happening that were very real, and depending on your perspective, they might give some truth to those ancient tribal warnings. The MacLeod brothers in 1904. 3 brothers, Willie, Frank, and Charlie MacLeod, decided to hunt for gold in Nahanni Valley. After a long journey with sled dogs, trains, and handmade boats, they reached the valley and set up camp on the flat river. They hit pay dirt immediately. Gold filled their containers day and night, but disaster struck on the way back. Their boat capsized, and most of their gold sank. The brothers survived by salvaging supplies and building a new boat, returning to the gold site, only to find nothing. Months later, in 1905, Willie and Frank returned with a friend, Robert Weir. While Charlie stayed behind, weeks turned into months. Then a year, no word from them. Charlie eventually organized a search party. They navigated the treacherous rivers and cliffs, entering a 10-mile stretch called Second Canyon, a place so sheer and isolated it felt like the cliffs themselves were watching. There, they found the 2 brothers, decapitated, clothes burned, and their personal effects confirming their identities. Robert Weir was never found, though a partial skeleton months later was attributed to him. The stretch of river became known as Headless Valley, and the valley gained a fearsome reputation. More disappearances and deaths over the following decades. More prospectors met mysterious ends. 1913. Martin Jorgensen built a cabin 70 miles upstream, found burned with his skull missing. 1921. John O'Brien froze to death near his campfire under strange circumstances. 1926. Annie Lafferty vanished, and a witness later reported seeing a strange figure moving frantically across the mountains in a disturbing, animal-like manner, her face twisted as if possessed. 1931. Phil Powers burned inside his cabin under suspicious conditions. 1936. William Epler and Joseph Mulholland vanished. Their cabin was burned to the ground. 1945 to 1946, Ernest Savard was found decapitated. John Patterson went missing. Local tribes warned search parties about white figures walking the valley at night, accompanied by eerie howls. From the mid-1940s onward, fewer incidents occurred, but that's likely because far fewer people ventured into Nahanni Valley. Today, large sections of the park remain closed officially for protection, but some speculate it's to keep people away from whatever still lurks there. Conclusion: call to action. Over the last century, dozens of people have disappeared or died under mysterious circumstances in Nahanni Valley. The truth behind these events, no one knows. If you found the secret hidden in today's story, drop a timestamp in the comments. Be the first to do so, and you'll get pinned at the top. If you enjoyed the story, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Fear Vision will bring you 2 to 3 terrifying uploads every week. Until next time, stay safe and don't go into the woods.